Welcome to Master Management course. This course introduces the fundamental principles of business and organizational leadership. Whether you're a student, an aspiring manager, or just curious, this course is for you. We'll break down complex theories into simple, digestible lessons, focusing on real-world examples, not just jargon. Our goal is to provide a solid framework for thinking like a manager. By the end, you will have a clear understanding of how managers plan, organize, lead, and control resources to achieve ambitious goals. These skills are universal. They enhance decision-making, improve collaboration, and foster growth. Get ready to dive in and begin your transformation. Before we delve into the core principles of management, it is crucial to establish a clear understanding of the course structure and the administrative guidelines that will ensure a smooth and effective learning experience for everyone. This section will serve as our Teaching and Learning Plan, or TLP, outlining how the material will be presented and what is expected of you. We will also cover essential procedures regarding assessments, communication, and accommodations. Think of this as setting the ground rules for our journey together. All assignments must be submitted electronically through the designated portal, which will likely utilize a plagiarism detection tool like Turnitin. It is your responsibility to ensure your submissions are original and properly cited. Furthermore, clear communication with your instructor is paramount. The primary method for contact will be email. Please use a professional format, include the course name in the subject line, and allow for a reasonable response time. This professional courtesy is a fundamental skill in any managerial role you may hold in the future. We are also committed to providing an inclusive and supportive learning environment for all participants. If you require any form of accommodation to fully participate in this course, whether due to a disability or other personal circumstances, it is important that you communicate these needs to the appropriate office at your institution as soon as possible. Accommodations are designed to provide you with an equal opportunity to succeed and are a standard part of modern educational and organizational policy. Finally, please be aware of all important institutional policies and procedures that govern your participation. Codes of conduct, academic honesty policies, and withdrawal deadlines. These rules are in place to maintain the integrity and quality of the educational experience for everyone involved. By enrolling in a course, you agree to abide by these standards. With these administrative details clarified, we can now move forward with confidence, ready to immerse ourselves in the exciting world of management principles. The building blocks of collective action. To understand management, we must first understand the context in which it operates, the organization. So, what exactly is an organization? At its most fundamental level, an organization is a collection of people who work together and coordinate their actions to achieve a wide variety of goals. This definition is simple and powerful. It applies across a vast spectrum of human endeavor: a small local coffee shop, a multinational corporation like Google, non-profits like the Red Cross, government agencies, universities, your local sports team. The common thread: individuals united by shared purpose and a structured approach. Organizations achieve what individuals alone cannot. Imagine trying to build a car. Imagine trying to launch a satellite. Imagine trying to run a hospital. It would be impossible alone. Organizations pool resources, skills, and knowledge at scale. They enable specialization. Individuals focus on what they do best. That leads to greater efficiency and innovation. Coordinating many creates synergy. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. This collective effort, guided by management, drives progress and creates value. Every organization has goals it aims to achieve. For a for-profit business, maximize shareholder wealth through products or services. For a hospital, provide high-quality healthcare. For a university, educate students and advance research. Goals give direction and reason for being. They are the targets all activities aim at. Understanding goals explains behavior, structure, and managerial decisions. People are the organization's most valuable asset. Their coordination is the engine of success. What is management? In simple terms, it's the process of getting things done effectively and efficiently through other people. A more formal definition describes it as planning, organizing, leading, and controlling resources to achieve organizational goals. The two key concepts here are effectiveness and efficiency. Efficiency is about doing things right, minimizing waste. Effectiveness is about doing the right things, choosing the right goals. A company could be very efficient at making a product nobody wants, which is completely ineffective. Great management requires balancing both to achieve high organizational performance and long-term success. Unlocking your potential in work and life. You might be wondering, why should I study management, especially if I don't plan on becoming a manager? This is an excellent question, and the answer is that management principles are universally applicable and profoundly beneficial. The first major reason is understanding the modern workplace. Organizations are where most of us will spend much of our lives. Understanding how they function, how decisions are made, and how power and influence operate will make you a more savvy, effective, and empowered employee. It lets you navigate organizational politics, contribute meaningfully to team projects, and make ethical, effective decisions. The second reason, career advancement and success. Even if your first job isn't managerial, understanding management helps your employer succeed, which boosts your job security and growth. When you understand the bigger picture, the company's goals, strategies, and challenges, you can better align your work. That makes you more valuable. Economic benefits are real. Managerial roles bring higher salaries, greater responsibilities, and more opportunities to make impact. Learning now builds your foundation for leadership. Third reason, better non-work decisions. Core functions, planning, organizing, leading, and controlling, are life skills. Think of a major personal project, a wedding or a home renovation. You set goals, planning, allocate budget and tasks, organizing, coordinate family or contractors, leading, and monitor progress to stay on track, controlling. The same logic applies to managing your personal finances, leading a community volunteer group, or organizing your study schedule to prepare for exams. Finally, in a rapidly changing world, management skills matter more than ever. We face complex global challenges that require coordinated action and innovation. Understanding how to manage resources, lead diverse teams, and drive change is essential. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a scientist, or a public servant, management skills will be your toolkit for turning ideas into reality. This course isn't just for business, it's about a mindset that makes you more effective in any field. So, that is why you study management. The practice of management rests on 4 fundamental pillars: planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. These functions form a continuous cycle that drives organizational activity. First is planning, where managers set goals and decide on courses of action. Next, organizing establishes the structure, assigning tasks and authority to put the plan into action. Leading is the human side, involving motivating and coordinating teams to achieve high performance. Finally, controlling monitors progress and ensures performance meets expectations, taking corrective action when needed. The results from controlling feedback into the next round of planning, completing the cycle. Managers are the people who guide and supervise organizational work. They make choices about how resources are used. They direct teams and set priorities. They also evaluate results and adjust plans. Every organization relies on resources to function. Managers must see which resources are scarce. They must protect and allocate those resources wisely. Good managers turn limited resources into results. Managers work at different levels. Each level has different duties and expectations. But all managers share the core task of helping the organization reach goals. This shared task ties them together. Understanding who managers are helps you understand organizations. It shows where decisions come from. It explains why some problems stop at certain levels. So, that's basically who does what and why it matters. Section 2, Types of Organizational Resources, Tangible and Intangible Assets. Resources come in many forms. Tangible resources include machines, buildings, and raw materials. Intangible resources are just as crucial. These include skills, reputation, patents, and culture. They are harder to measure, yet they often provide long-term competitive value. Human resources combine both kinds. People bring skills, judgment, and creativity. They also need systems, tools, and support to perform well. Managers must balance investment in people and assets. A key job of management is to match resources to goals. This requires planning and foresight. It also requires regular review and adaptation. Section 3. Organizational Performance. Measuring success in simple terms. Organizational performance is how well goals are met. It looks at both outputs and the means used. Performance is not one number. It combines many measures. Managers track performance to learn and improve. They compare results to plans and targets. This tells them where to act next. Performance has 2 main sides. One side is efficiency. The other side is effectiveness. Both matter for long-term success. Measuring performance is a continuous task. Managers set metrics and review them often. They use metrics to set targets and rewards. This keeps teams aligned and accountable. It really drives improvement. Section 4. Efficiency explained with practical examples. Efficiency means using fewer resources to get results. Think of a factory creating less waste, making more with the same inputs. Efficiency lowers cost per unit. Service firms also measure efficiency. A call center aims to handle more calls per hour. It trains staff and improves scripts to cut handle time, creating big savings. But efficiency isn't enough on its own. A firm can cut costs but lose customers, harming its future, so efficiency must be paired with quality. Managers seek efficiency through process improvement. They remove steps that add no value, automate work when possible, and reward teams that meet productivity targets. Small gains really matter over time. Section 5. Effectiveness explained with practical examples. Effectiveness is about doing the right things. It's about meeting appropriate goals. A product that customers want shows effectiveness. A non-profit is effective when it reaches its beneficiaries. Its metrics may be impact rather than profit. Success means the mission is fulfilled and effort leads to outcomes. Effectiveness can require trade-offs. A firm may choose higher cost to gain market trust or accept lower efficiency to protect brand value. These choices shape strategy. Managers aim for effectiveness by choosing the right goals. They involve stakeholders, test assumptions, and track outcomes. They learn from results, which guides future planning. Section 6. Balancing efficiency and effectiveness in real life. High performance needs both. Efficiency saves resources. Effectiveness ensures the right targets are hit. The mix depends on context. New ventures often prioritize effectiveness early on. They must find product-market fit first. Once demand is proven, they focus on efficiency to scale. Large firms sometimes over-index on efficiency, focusing on cost-cutting. This can stifle innovation and reduce effectiveness. Leaders must keep both in view. Good managers monitor both sets of measures. They set mixed targets, balance incentives, and review metrics frequently to adjust course. This practice sustains performance over time. Balance is key. Henry Mintzberg studied what managers actually do, finding that management is often fast and chaotic. He grouped these activities into 3 sets of roles that managers show daily. First, interpersonal roles focus on relationships, like being a figurehead or leader. Second, informational roles are about gathering and sharing data, acting as a monitor and spokesperson. Finally, decisional roles are about making choices, such as handling disturbances or seeking new opportunities. Together, these roles describe the complexity of managerial life, helping future managers prepare for the real work of leading people and making decisions. Section 11. Levels of management. First line, middle, and top managers. Managers exist at different levels in an organization. First-line managers supervise non-managerial staff. They handle daily operations and direct tasks. They are closest to customers and production. Middle managers link the top and front lines. They implement strategy and coordinate departments. They translate broad goals into specific plans. They also solve cross-unit problems. Top managers define the vision and major goals. They set corporate strategy and priorities. They decide on the organization's structure and major policies. Their decisions shape long-term direction. Each level requires different focus and skills. First-line managers need technical skills and human skills. Middle managers need coordination skills and analytical skills. Top managers need strategic skills and conceptual skills. Yeah, that's the basic structure. Section 12. How managers spend their time, tasks and priorities. Managers juggle many activities every day. They attend meetings, review reports, and make decisions. Their schedule is often packed and changing. Time use varies by level. First-line managers, operations. Middle managers, coordination meetings. Top managers, strategy and external relations. Each level has a pattern. Mintzberg observed that managers often work in short bursts. Long, uninterrupted work is rare. Good time management matters. Prioritizing tasks improves impact. Delegation frees managers to focus on higher value work. It's a lot to balance. Section 13. Managerial skills. Conceptual, human, and technical. Managers need 3 core skills. Conceptual skills help analyze and see the big picture. Human skills allow managers to work with people. Technical skills are specific job knowledge. First-line managers often rely heavily on technical skills. Balanced skill sets create effective managers. Training and experience build these skills over time. Organizations should support skill development. Good managers keep learning and adapting. So, keep developing. Managers and entrepreneurs share overlap but differ in focus, Managers run and improve existing systems. Entrepreneurs create new ventures and opportunities. Both roles require judgment and risk-taking. Entrepreneurs are often more risk-tolerant, and they accept uncertainty to seize opportunities. They value novelty and growth. Managers often value stability and predictability. They aim to meet targets and maintain systems. They need managers to scale and sustain success. Entrepreneurship bridges the gap inside firms. Entrepreneurship is spotting and acting on opportunities. Entrepreneurs mobilize resources to create value. They may form new companies or innovate within markets. Entrepreneurs act inside organizations. They use company resources to launch new products. They bring entrepreneurial energy to established firms. Entrepreneurship can boost innovation without leaving a firm. Both entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship require certain traits: openness to experience, persistence, and internal locus of control. Managers should recognize and cultivate these traits in teams. Managers face new challenges in a global world. Markets expand across borders. Competition often comes from far away. This increases complexity and speed. Cultural differences affect teamwork and decisions. Managers must understand local norms and expectations. Technology and digital change reshape work constantly. Remote teams are common. Data tools are common. Managers must use technology to coordinate and measure. Globalization offers opportunity and risk. Managers must build flexible strategies. They need to balance global scale with local responsiveness. Effective leaders learn continuously and adapt. Section 17. Building a competitive advantage in managing change. Competitive advantage is what sets an organization apart, and it can come from cost leadership or differentiation. It can also arise from unique capabilities or partnerships. Change is constant in modern firms, so managers must lead change effectively. This involves clear vision, communication, and support. It also involves measuring progress and adjusting tactics. Ethics and social responsibility shape modern advantage. Customers and regulators expect responsible behavior. Managers must balance profit with wider impact, and long-term advantage depends on trust. To master management foundations, practice is key. Apply these ideas in teams and projects, reflect on decisions, and learn from outcomes. This steady practice builds skill and confidence. Personality matters because it shapes how people think, feel, and act at work. Understanding traits helps managers predict behavior, which improves hiring and team assignment. The Big Five is a key framework. For example, extroverts are sociable, while conscientious people are organized and dependable. Openness favors innovation, while agreeableness values harmony. Another trait, locus of control, describes whether people feel they control events or believe in luck. Ultimately, managers who design roles to fit these personality patterns will see performance rise and turnover fall. Section 5. Values. Terminal values are end goals people seek in life. Instrumental values are preferred modes of behavior. Together they shape decisions and daily actions at work. Organizational leaders set many values by example. Which values get reinforced becomes the culture. If leaders praise integrity, ethical behavior grows. Values matter in hiring too. People whose values fit the organization often stay longer and contribute more. Assessing values during selection and onboarding improves long-term fit. Section 6. Attitudes. How beliefs and feelings shape work behavior. Attitudes combine beliefs and feelings about work and the organization. They influence whether people approach tasks with enthusiasm or resistance. Attitudes are not fixed. They can change with new information and experience. Honest communication, fair treatment, and recognition improve attitudes over time. Measuring attitudes through surveys and informal check-ins gives managers early warning signals. Acting on this feedback strengthens trust and alignment. Section 7. Job satisfaction. Causes, effects, and measurement. Job satisfaction reflects how people feel about their jobs overall. It links to pay, work conditions, relationships, and meaningful tasks. Section 8. Organizational citizenship behaviors, OCBs, the extra mile. OCBs are behaviors that go beyond job descriptions. Examples include helping a teammate or staying late to finish a task. These actions improve efficiency and team cohesion. Managers should acknowledge these acts. Organizational commitment is the bond between employee and employer. It comes in three forms: effective, continuance, and normative. Effective commitment means emotional attachment. Continuance commitment stems from costs of leaving. Normative commitment is a sense of obligation to remain. Moods and emotions influence daily interactions and decisions. Moods are longer-lasting, low-intensity states. Emotions are intense and often short-lived. Emotional contagion spreads feelings quickly among team members. A leader's mood leaks into the group. Emotional intelligence is the ability to perceive and manage emotions in self and others. High EI helps in conflict resolution and motivation. It is useful in high-pressure settings. EI can be developed through feedback, coaching, and reflection. Narrator, VO. Section 12. Personality and culture, attraction, selection, attrition, ASA. The ASA framework explains how organizations form a personality. Founders attract people like themselves. Selection processes tend to favor similar personalities. Over time, those who do not fit, leave. Narrator, VO. ASA creates cultural consistency, but it can also create groupthink and blind spots. Homogeneous cultures may miss new market signals. Managers should watch for unhealthy homogeneity. Narrator VO, Section 13. Organizational culture, artifacts, espoused values and assumptions. Culture has layers. Artifacts are visible signs like dress code and office layout. Espoused values are stated priorities. Deep assumptions are taken for granted beliefs that guide daily behavior. Narrator, VO. Leaders influence culture mostly through what they reward and what they tolerate. If managers say one thing but reward another, culture becomes confusing and weak. Manager, on screen. Quality is key. Narrator, VO. Section 14. Socialization, stories, ceremonies, and rites of passage. Organizational socialization is the process of integrating newcomers. It teaches norms and work routines. Stories and narratives transmit culture. Stories about founders or pivotal wins explain what the firm values. Narrator, VO. Ceremonies and rites celebrate milestones and reinforce norms. Rites of passage mark entry or promotion. Rites of integration build team bonds. Rites of enhancement let organizations publicly recognize and reward employees' contributions. Narrator, VO. Section 15. How culture shapes planning and strategy. Innovative cultures encourage risk-taking and experimentation. Conservative cultures favor careful planning and risk avoidance. Leaders must match strategy to culture. Narrator, VO. Section 16. How culture shapes organizing, structure, and authority. An organic culture supports flat structures and cross-functional teams. A mechanistic culture favors hierarchy and clear chains of command. Narrator, VO. Section 17. How culture shapes leading and controlling. Practical steps. In supportive cultures, leaders coach and empower. In strict cultures, leaders monitor and enforce rules. Controls should fit the cultural logic. To change culture, clarify values, align rewards, and start with small pilot programs. Decision-making is the heart of managerial work. Managers must choose one option from many, but not all decisions are the same. Program decisions are routine, solved with rules and checklists. Non-program decisions address unique problems, demanding creativity and judgment. The administrative model accepts human limits. We can't analyze all options, so we often search for an option that is simply good enough. Further, behavioral biases can distort our choices in predictable ways. Good managers learn to recognize the situation and match their method to the decision at hand. Planning links decisions to long-term direction. A mission statement states the organization's purpose. Vision paints the future state. Clear mission and vision guide strategy. Goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Strategic planning balances analysis and creativity. Use data to understand where you are. Use imagination to define where you want to go. Translate strategy into prioritized initiatives with owners. SWOT identifies internal strengths, internal weaknesses, external opportunities, and external threats. It is a simple framing tool. Use it to align capabilities with market openings. Porter's 5 forces analyzes industry structure, rivalry, threat of entry, supplier power, buyer power, and substitutes. It helps judge profitability and strategic positioning. Combines SWOT and 5 forces for deeper insight. Map strengths to defend against threats, map strengths to exploit opportunities. Keep analyses current as markets and power dynamics change. Porter suggests 4 business-level strategies: low cost, differentiation, focused low cost, and focused differentiation. Choose one clear route to create advantage. Corporate strategy decides where to compete: concentration, vertical integration, or diversification. Vertical integration moves ownership backward or forward along the value chain. Diversification can be related or unrelated. International expansion can be achieved through exporting, licensing, franchising, strategic alliances, or wholly owned subsidiaries. Section 17. Implementing strategy. Action plans, resources, and control. Implementation turns strategy into action. Assign responsibility and deadlines. Create detailed action plans that specify who does what and by when. Allocate resources by priority. Budgets must match strategy. People must match strategy. Time must match strategy. Establish monitoring and control systems. Use milestones, KPIs, and periodic reviews. Hold leaders accountable for performance and course corrections. Use feedback loops to update strategy as needed. Finally, communicate persistently. Explain the why and the how. Build training and support for those who must change. With discipline follow-through, strategy becomes results. We've journeyed through the essentials of management from its 4 pillars and foundational skills to strategic planning. This is your new management toolkit. But knowledge becomes powerful only when it is applied. Start by observing management in action. Practice a key skill like active listening, and seek feedback to accelerate your growth. Management is not a spectator sport. Look for small opportunities to lead, plan, and organize. Thank you for joining us. Continue to be curious, continue to observe, and most importantly, continue to practice. We wish you the very best on your path. Before you go, take action. Like, subscribe, and share. Comment your top takeaway. Download the course notes in the description.